Limited partnership portfolio is ESG compliant, supporting affordable housing and green projects. In closing, we say to our diaspora family and investors, you are nation builders. Nigeria is ready for you. The opportunities are vast, the systems are evolving, and the partnerships are strong. AG Mortgage Bank is your trusted partner in building a legacy of prosperity, one home, one investment, one community at a time. Let us work together and turn remittances into real estate, dreams into addresses, and hope into homes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I apologize I have to do that because we have a short time to go through this process. I want to once again appeal to all those giving goodwill messages to make it brief and as much as possible straight to the point. Let me invite Norrin Berger Group. Mr. Tony Ede, the Group Managing Director, is here or represented. Is he here? Norrin Berger? Okay, he's represented. Please welcome her with a round of applause. Your time is already counting.
Very brief. Good evening, everyone, distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, and fellow Nigerians. I bring goodwill from Norrin Berger Group. We are a financial group. We have businesses across all the financial sector. Norrin Berger has a financial asset management company. We have the Securities Limited. We have the pensions. We have the trans credits, which cater for the fintech space. We have the international energy, which caters for the insurance. We have the ClearPay, which caters for the microfinance loans, and we have the infrastructure bank that supports the infrastructure businesses in Nigeria, and above all, we have the Norrin Berger advisory partners that caters for organizing finances for businesses. But the good news that we brought here today is the pension business for the diasporans. Recently, just about a month ago, the PENCOM, who is our regulator, announced that the Nigerians in diasporas can now have a pension account in Nigeria, either in foreign currency or in Naira, which we believe is another form of investment that we can use to support the infrastructures in Nigeria. And we believe that there are so many of our younger ones that have just recently jackpot, and let's use that word. And majority of them are working abroad, and they don't really even have any savings back home. So this is an opportunity for them to start saving, and at least when it comes to retirement, they can have something to fall back on. And this is the initiative of our new DG, Mrs. Omolola Oloworaran, which is a welcome development. And we plead with all the diasporans, can please visit our stand and start their savings account with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We move on swiftly. Group Managing Director, Rainbow Heritage Group, Mr. Biedima Oliver. Please welcome him with a round of applause. Please come in Rainbow Flight, sir. Rainbow Flight is usually fast.
Kindly make this as short as you can. I will try. Please, thank you. Good evening. Special greetings to the leadership of the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, ably led by its amiable chairman, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, OON, esteemed industry executives, distinguished diaspora, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Biedima Oliver. I serve as the Group Managing Director of the Rainbow Heritage Group. I begin by commending the NDIS leadership for have, over the years, consistently organized very impactful summits. Through your efforts, our brothers and sisters have gained renewed confidence, and they can now connect, invest, contribute meaningfully back home without fear of or uncertainty. About 2 years ago, the Rainbow Heritage Group conducted a survey to better understand the factors impeding diaspora investments in Nigeria, particularly from the real estate and infrastructure perspective. Areas such as security, power, connectivity, healthcare were some of the markers that we observed. Insight of the survey led to the foundation of our concept of one of our flagship projects we call the Newport City, a 1,000-hectare city located in Rivers State. It's a solution-driven city designed to directly address those key challenges in the bid to refine standard of urban living in Nigeria and within the African space. It integrates industrial, residential, commercial, recreational, medical, education, all in a cohesive ecosystem. It's cradled on partnerships and collaborations, most especially with the diaspora community. It desires the full participation and investment input from the diaspora to ensure that we get it right from the beginning as a truly African city that meets and beats world-class expectation. Our vision is clear, our commitment is firm. We build a functional, inclusive, and globally competitive African city, a place of reference where everything will work, where innovation thrives, culture, commons, connectivity, and community coexist harmoniously. At Rainbow Heritage Group, we are deeply rooted in the belief that true progress can be achieved when the private sector and the diaspora collaborate to create pockets of excellence, places that combine innovation, cultural identity, economic strength, to deliver transformational change as our own modest way of contributing to national development. We gather here at the NDIS to reaffirm our commitment to your shared vision. We believe that the partnerships formed here will spark impactful collaborations for a prosperous future for Nigerians, both at home and abroad. We wish the Diaspora's Investment Summit continued success in driving investment, confidence, and building bridges that connect our people, our ideas, and destinies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We invite quickly next to speak the Chief of Missions, International Organization of Migration, IOM, represented by Ukamaka Ayamechi. Madam Ukamaka, thank you very much for being here. A round of applause for her. She'll do this very quickly, I believe.
Distinguished members of the Federal Executive Council, representatives of state governments, distinguished members of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, Chairman CEO, NIDCOM, representatives of the Diplomatic Corps, esteemed members of the Nigerian Diaspora Development Partners, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to stand on already established protocol. Good evening. It is an honor to represent the International Organization for Migration at this 8th Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit under the timely and powerful theme, fast-tracking regional and national development by mobilizing diaspora investment. Let me begin by expressing sincere appreciation to NIDCOM for its leadership and vision, and to the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for its steadfast commitment to diaspora engagement. I would also like to acknowledge the European Union for its generous support through the EU-funded program, Support to Migration Governance in Nigeria, under which IOM continues to partner closely with the government at both federal and state levels to advance migration governance and diaspora engagement. Around the world, diaspora communities are powerful agents of transformation, driving investment, innovation, and inclusive growth. Globally, remittances flows reached a record $860 billion in 2024, with nearly $100 billion flowing to Africa alone. In many development regions, these flows now exceed foreign direct investment and official aid. But beyond remittances, diasporans bring knowledge, skills, and global networks, resources that are priceless in today's interconnected economy. At IOM, we call this Diaspora as development partners. Through programs in more than 70 countries, IOM supports governments to build platforms for diaspora investment, promote skills transfer, design innovative financial instruments, including diaspora bonds, matching funds, and investment networks. That turns migration into a genuine driver of sustainable development. Nowhere is this potential clearer than in Nigeria. Nigeria is the largest recipient of remittances in sub-Saharan Africa. Nigerian diaspora, estimated at over 17 million citizens worldwide, is among the most dynamic and entrepreneurial globally. They are scientists, doctors, innovators, engineers, academics, creatives, and contributing to progress, not just abroad, but increasingly back home. We are witnessing a growing trend. Nigerian diaspora professionals investing directly, funding startups, mentoring youth, financing small businesses, and supporting innovation hubs in sectors from ICT to agribusiness. This is diaspora investment in action beyond remittances and towards long-term impact. The theme of this summit calls us to move from potential to practice. Across Nigeria, the opportunities are immense. Agriculture and agro-processing, renewable energy, education and digital technology, healthcare. IOM is proud to be a partner on this journey. Together with NIDCOM and government partners, we are working towards transforming these opportunities into tangible outcomes. We are piloting diaspora investment and innovative partnerships, starting with Cross River State and expanding to Abia and Lagos states, linking diaspora funds and expertise to sustainable projects in infrastructure, skills development, and enterprise creation. This initiative draws on IOM's global experience in countries such as Rwanda, Ghana, Moldova, and Philippines, where structured diaspora investment has catalyzed growth and job creation. Nigeria has made impressive progress in institutionalizing diaspora engagement, from the policy to NIDCOM to ongoing efforts at diaspora engagement through various diaspora associations, the continuing efforts in diaspora mapping. At the state level, we are working with state diaspora commissions, migration desks, and diaspora offices, ensuring that the benefits of diaspora engagement reach all regions equitably. To fully realize the vision for today's summit, I propose 3 priorities for collective action. 1, creating an enabling environment. Transparency, consistency, and predictability in policy, simplified procedures, investment incentives, and clear governance structures. 2, diversify investment channels. Beyond remittances, develop instruments such as bonds, mutual funds, and blended finance mechanism. And 3, empower regions and local governments by matching local needs with diaspora expertise and capital, ensuring inclusive and regional balanced growth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian diaspora is one of the nation's most strategic assets, a network of talent, capital, and goodwill that spans every continent. Harnessed effectively, this network can help Nigeria achieve Vision 2050, advance the Sustainable Development Goals, and drive the aspirations of Agenda 2060, not only for Nigeria, but for the entire Africa region. At IOM, we remain committed to supporting the government of Nigeria, NIDCOM, and our partners in ensuring that migration and diaspora engagement becomes engines of growth, innovation, and social cohesion. Let us ensure that every Nigerian abroad remains a stakeholder in Nigeria's prosperity, and that the bridges built by our diaspora lead not only homeward, but forward towards shared progress. Thank you very much, and I wish everyone a fruitful and inspiring summit.
Thank you very much. I would like to very quickly invite next the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, Mrs. Noyi Ayeni, for a brief goodwill message. Please welcome her. While that is on, I want to recognize, citing Dr. Sunday Dare here with us, Special Advisor to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Welcome, sir. We're glad to have you here, sir.
Okay. Okay. Your Excellencies, distinguished members of National Assembly, honorable ministers here present, captains of industries, CEOs of agencies, distinguished guests, esteemed diaspora community, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, good evening. All other protocols duly observed. It is a great pleasure and privilege to bring warm greetings on behalf of Nigerian Export Promotion Council to this important gathering, the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit. I must begin by commending the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, for sustaining this vital platform that connects Nigerians' finest minds abroad with the boundless opportunities at home. This annual summit continues to affirm that all we know to be true, that Nigeria's strength is not only in her natural resources, but in her people. Nigerians are resilient, they are dogged, they are creative, and they are innovative. Let me especially appreciate and commend my sister, the chairman of Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, an amazing personality, a great achiever. I truly, truly admire your passion, your drive, and your unwavering commitment to excellence. The theme of this year's summit, fast-tracking national and regional development by attracting diaspora investment, speaks directly to our shared vision of inclusive growth and economic transformation. The Nigerian diaspora remains one of our nation's greatest assets, a global network of innovators, professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors whose remittances, ideas, and expertise are changing lives every day. At Nigerian Export Promotion Council, we see diaspora community not just as senders of remittances, but as partners in production, in trade, and investment. We see them as drivers of growth and a key enabler of export trade. Many of the products that now proudly bear the Made in Nigerian labels are being promoted, distributed, and championed by Nigerians abroad, our true export ambassadors. Allow me to share a few insights from our work. In 2024, Nigerian non-oil export earned $5.4 billion, covering 236 different products across 126 countries. I thought we should clap for that. That's the highest ever recorded in the history of the country, $5.4 billion. And this trajectory continued. In the first half of the year, we recorded $3.25 billion for just half of the year. Please, can we clap for that? So our goal is simple: to promote the development of non-oil export, build the capacity of our exporters, particularly the SMEs, the women, the youth, and equip them with the tools and the skills that they require to play competitively in the marketplace. And also to connect them to the market by also creating value and strengthening linkages between diaspora and local exporters. This program, such as Export 35 Redefined, Double Your Export, and various programs of the Council like One State, One Product, export mentorship and certification programs are all targeted towards creating new markets for these products. So as I round up, these interventions demonstrate the transformative power of partnership, the very essence of this summit. We connect Nigerian producers at home with investors and distributors in diaspora. We are not just building businesses, we are building bridges and prosperity and pride. Our diaspora is our brand. You are our storytellers, our investors, our connectors to the world. Every time you invest, you mentor and promote Nigerian businesses. You strengthen the non-oil export ecosystem and help to realize the vision of a diversified, resilient economy under the Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. So let me salute you, the Nigerian diaspora, for your passion, your patriotism, and persistence. You are a proof that nothing dies in our hands. Together, we will continue to showcase Nigerians' creativity, expand new markets, and fast-track our development home and abroad. So on behalf of Nigerian Export Promotion Council, I reaffirm our commitment to working closely with NIDCOM and our diaspora community to create a seamless bridge between Nigerian exporters and global investors, because trade is our strength and partnership is our advantage. And from me, diaspora community, Nigeria is a great country. Invest in your own country. Be part of the movement. Be part of the great change. Be part of the great transformation to economic development and shared prosperity. And for us, we are arrogantly Nigerians, and we are proudly Nigeria. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Last to speak for Goodwill Message is the Director General of the Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, DTCA, Colonel Retired Garba Moyi Isa. Colonel, usually from the army, they use bullets. I'm sure his speech will be like a bullet. But if it's not, I'm not going to stand near him. Remember, he's from the military. Colonel, sir, I'll be very far away.
Thank you so much. However, don't go far away because the bullet you are talking about is not here. Your Excellency, the Vice President, ably represented here by our own Ambassador Duna Ahmed, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Distinguished guests, esteemed members of the Nigerian diaspora community, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, it is my honor and profound gratitude to welcome you all to this edition of Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, a forum that has grown to become one of the most credible and impactful platforms for connecting our diaspora with business and investment opportunities back home, and continues to serve as a bridge between our nation and its vibrant sons and daughters across the globe. I wish to commend the organizers, Nigeria in Diaspora Commission, and the Nigeria Diaspora Summit Initiative for bringing together key stakeholders to discuss strategic opportunities for investment in the country. The Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is committed to supporting initiatives that promote national development and African prosperity, and organizes a critical role the Nigerian diaspora play in promoting economic growth, technical advancement, and national development. And the key agency dedicated to technical cooperation and development, we are dedicated to harnessing the potential of our diaspora experts to drive sustainable development, foster innovation, and enhance regional integration, ultimately contributing to the prosperity and well-being of our nation and the African continent. Our involvement in the organization of the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit is not merely ceremonial. Rather, it is an affirmation of our founding conviction that only Africans can develop Africa. At DTCA, we firmly believe that the transformation of our commitment must come from within, through Africans working collaboratively to fellow Africans to shape the commitment, the continent that we desire. For DTCA, our role and mandate in this journey is to help strengthen the bridge between the diaspora and national development and connect technical expertise with national and regional development goals in fostering cooperation that amplifies African capabilities. We recognize that diaspora engagement is not simply about attracting funds. It is about transferring skills, deepening knowledge, and creating systems that endure. In this regard, we will continue to collaborate closely with NIDCOM and other stakeholders to support frameworks that make diaspora investment efficient, transparent, and mutually rewarding. For us in the DTCA, we believe in the individuality, in the one indivisible and formidable Nigeria, with a strong conviction that with the support of the diaspora and other genuine stakeholders, we shall achieve the objectives of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, which we know in the end will make Nigeria a better place for us all. In conclusion, I wish to reiterate our support for this initiative. I wish to commend the Chairman, Chief Executive, Honorable Dr. Abikedabiri Erewa, Officer of the Order of the Niger, with her team at the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the Nigeria Diaspora Summit Initiative, and indeed staff of the Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa for their tireless efforts in engaging the diaspora and positively shaping Nigeria's global narrative. I also salute the participants and investors whose presence here reflects a deep belief in Nigeria's potential. The DTCA remains a proud partner and promises continued collaboration and support in the years ahead. Together, we will continue to promote partnerships that bring real progress to our region, strengthens our national unity, and project Nigeria's leadership across Africa. Therefore, I wish you all fruitful discussions, meaningful engagement, and successful outcomes. Long live the continent of Africa. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live sons and daughters in the diaspora. Long live Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Long live Nigeria Diaspora Commission and the DTCA. Thank you for your rapt attention.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, General.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next set of speeches will be in quick succession. We'll be welcoming the Special Advisor to the President on Public Communication and Orientation, after which we would have the Honorable Minister of Steel and Development, and our dear Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation will also speak. Then we would have the Chairman House Committee on Diaspora Affairs, the Chairman Senate Committee, the Vice Chairman is here, and then we'll be able to move on to the keynote. So now please welcome the Special Advisor to the President of the Federal Republic on Public Communication and Orientation, Dr. Sunday Akin-Dare, for a brief special address. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. I think I need to feel some energy. Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. I think it's a great opportunity to be here. I recognize the dignitaries here, especially the leader of our team, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Idris. I recognize the distinguished senators here and lawmakers, and most especially my sister, Dr. Abike Dabiri. She has been doing a great job since she got this appointment, and the Diaspora Summit speaks volumes to the effort she's made in the past years. She has done the heavy lifting necessary to bring the diaspora community into the sphere of national development. They have become part of the fabric of developing not just the economy of this country, but its cultural tendencies, its educational tendencies, its investment tendencies. She has also championed the path to political participation when it comes to diaspora voting. We're not there yet, but eventually we will get there. But I haven't sat down this evening. I've listened to two key speeches from two women who have spoken directly to the heart of the matter. I want to just add my voice this evening to support the effort you're making and to say the diaspora community remains strategic to the achievement of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, and helping us to tap into this community is the work that Dr. Abike Dabiri does with our team. I've been told and want not to speak for more than 2 minutes, but I am here, full support of what you're doing. I was also a diasporian before I returned home. And let me say this final word. The efforts you're making will tangentially stem, and many may not connect to this quickly. We've had the Japa syndrome. We have the other syndrome coming. But the fact that we're recognizing the contribution of Nigerians in diaspora will go a long way to integrate them into the body politic of this country. I thank you so much, and I wish you a very fruitful deliberation.
Thank you very much, sir. Please give him another round of applause. Welcome the Honorable Minister of Steel Development. Please welcome the distinguished Prince Shoaibu Abubakar Audu for a special address. Honorable Minister.
No problem. Let me start by recognizing the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, ably represented by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Let me also recognize my dear colleague and my brother, the Honorable Minister of Information, Alhaji Mohammed Idris Malaki. Let me also recognize my brother that has just stepped in, Honorable Dele Alake, the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa OON, Chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora's Commission and Chief Host, all distinguished ladies and gentlemen here present. It gives me great pleasure to address our esteemed Nigerian diaspora community, our nation's valued ambassadors and partners in development. Today, I bring a message of renewed confidence and opportunities in the Nigerian steel and metals sector.
the creation of the Ministry of Steel Development by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in August 2023 was hinged on a number of key objectives. One, to reduce the importation of steel products, which was estimated at over $4 billion annually per annum, to evolve a regulatory regime that would guide the sector, and to generate employment and promote technology transfers for Nigeria's economic sector. So far, we have had some key achievements, which is that the Metallurgical Industry Bill has passed the second reading, which would guide and provide regulatory framework for the industry. On the Ajaokuta Steel plant, we are having very advanced discussions with potential Chinese investors that are coming in to rehabilitate the plant. In addition to that, we have achieved the following: 5 mini LNG plants. We did the groundbreaking in January 2025 that brought in $500 million. We signed an MOU with the Ministry of Defense a couple of days ago on 10th of November, basically to produce military hardwares and build a military industrial complex in the Ajaokuta Steel Complex. In addition, we did the groundbreaking ceremony for a $400 million Stellar Steel plant in Owekere, Ogun State. These are the sort of investment opportunities that we believe the diaspora community can participate in the steel and metals industry. And we have put some key enablers in place, one of which is Executive Order number 5, securing 30% steel inputs to be sourced locally. We have flexible fiscal incentives to support local and foreign diaspora investments. Public-private partnership measures are also in place and structures that make it viable for strategic and capital-intensive projects such as infrastructure, ports, transport, and other utilities accompanying steel production. In conclusion, I hereby invite all of you, our global Nigerian professionals, investors, and innovators to join hands with us. Your expertise, capital, and network can help to unlock the full potential of Nigeria's steel value chain, from mining and processing to fabrication and exports. Together, we can build a stronger, more self-reliant Nigeria, one forged in steel and powered in a collective commitment to national progress. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please give him another round of applause. Thank you very much. From steel development, we'll move to solid mineral development. Please help me welcome Dr. Oladele Henry Alake for a brief special address in 2 minutes. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, my colleagues in the Federal Cabinet, investors are patriots from the diaspora, and gentlemen of the media. It's a pleasure to be here with you and to exchange ideas with our creme de la creme from the diaspora. Well, the theme of this conference is, as it says, investment. The essence is to drive investment into Nigeria's economic space. With regards to solid minerals specifically, I'm sure those of you who have jackpot, for a while, will realize that before you left, Nigeria operated a monocultural economy, which was largely dependent on petroleum, oil. And that was the mainstay of the Nigerian economy for decades. But unfortunately, while we were awash with the revenue accruing from the petroleum, I call it inflow of petrodollars. Ideally, if we were in the same climb in those days or years, we should have channeled the accrued revenue from the petroleum sector into regenerative, constructive sectors of the economy. But we had too much money, and we didn't know what to do with the money. And so we embarked on a consumption spree. And rather than utilizing those hard-earned petrodollars very wisely and judiciously, we started a session of luxuriant consumption, and what I call extravagance, flamboyance, which also led to the massive erosion of values of the Nigerian society as we knew it. And of course, normally what would happen when you embark on deconstructive investment and channeling funds into non-regenerative sectors of the economy, the entire economy would collapse. And that's what we witnessed in Nigeria. There's no use denying the obvious truth. Now, at the advent of this government, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, you all recall the mantra of the government is renewed hope agenda. And that renewed hope agenda has one of its critical core elements, the diversification of the Nigerian economy, away from fossil fuel, away from petroleum. And there were two very important reasons that really made the Bola Tinubu government to make diversification of the economy a core item on the agenda, the renewed hope agenda. One is the fact that the world today is moving rapidly into green energy. There's a global movement towards green energy. And the resources necessary to power this green energy are solid minerals. So it was actually an economic imperative for us to diversify into judicious exploitation of our solid minerals in Nigeria. Secondly is the fact that if the world is moving rapidly towards energy transition, it then means in the medium to longer term, less money, less revenue will be accruing to the country from petroleum. So again, we didn't have a choice. If you were going to put Nigeria on a progressive economic trajectory, then we needed to really be serious with diversification of the economy. And that was what the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government is doing. Now, on assumption of office, about 2 years ago, and I was seconded to the solid mineral sector, we did a survey of the landscape, the entire ecosystem of the solid mineral sector in Nigeria, and we discovered quite a number of challenges. The first assignment was to put a solid minerals sector on the global map. And so my team and I drew up a 7-point agenda. The first was to aggressively market the Nigerian solid minerals internationally and locally, divert attention to that sector away from oil. Secondly, we identified security as a major challenge in that sector. You know, those of you who are very conversant with mining, anywhere there's an abundance of solid minerals, especially in Africa, is usually associated with insecurity. So it's not peculiar to Nigeria at all. In fact, one of the countries that should be the richest in the world is DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. It controls about 70% of the world's supply of cobalt. And this mineral had been exploited by the developed societies for several decades, if not centuries. But today, DRC is holding the shorter end of the stick. There's insecurity, there's banditry, there's instability, there's all kinds of nefarious things you can think of because of the solid minerals there. So when we talk about insecurity in mining or in solid mineral sector in Nigeria, it's not a peculiar phenomenon. If you look at the landscape and do a content analysis, you'll see what I'm talking about. However, on identifying our own challenge, we decided to take the bull by the horns and do something creative, something novel. So I made a presentation to the president for the establishment of a special security architecture devoted solely to combating illegal mining and curbing all the nefarious activities in that sector. And the president graciously agreed, approved it, and we established the mining marshals, which is the first in the history of this country, a security architecture targeted strictly at the solid minerals. And within a year of its operations, the mine marshals have succeeded in apprehending over 300 illegal miners, and of course prosecuting currently over 150 of them. And we've secured convictions of over 25 convictions, including foreigners engaging in these untoward activities in the solid mineral sector. So the essence is that a message had been sent to the sector that is no longer business as usual. You can't come into Nigeria and behave with impunity and violate our local regulations with reckless abandon. And that message is sinking fast. I received delegations of miners associations, whether Chinese Miners Association, European, local, and all of that, coming to tell me that yes, they've gotten the message. And everybody is now swearing and vowing to engage in mining operations on a legitimate platform, a legitimate basis, and obey all regulations. And then we met a huge allocation of licenses and titles, clogging the mining space. We had a lot of people with titles, licenses, mining titles, for upwards of 10 years without a single operation, without utilizing those licenses, clogging the space for serious investors to come in. And when we go out to market solid minerals of Nigeria, people ask me questions. We can't get the licenses. Everywhere is clogged up, everywhere is bought off, everywhere is licensed or titled and all of that. So we did a study of all licenses in Nigeria, the dates of issue, the extent of operations or engagement, and those who failed to pay up their obligations to government. We had millions and millions in revenue that was lost because some people refused to pay their obligations, annual service fees, royalties, taxes, and all of that. So I started to embark on massive revocation of such titles that defaulted. And to date, I've revoked over 3,000 licenses. Those who defaulted in payment or meeting their obligations to government. So in essence, all of these policy reforms and initiatives were designed to sanitize the entire ecosystem of the solid minerals in Nigeria. And then we embarked on a policy of local value addition. Hitherto, operators in the sector would come in, dig the minerals out, and ship out raw minerals. And I was in Australia for a conference on mining, and I got talking with the Minister of Minerals in Western Australia, who told me that they took a sample of Nigeria's lithium to their laboratory in Australia and discovered that 1 ounce of our lithium is not just lithium. It contains other associated minerals like nickel. So in essence, what it meant was that people who had been shipping out the lithium from Nigeria would only pay royalty on lithium, but when they got to their own countries, they would separate and discover other minerals to their advantage, shortchanging Nigeria. So we brought out this policy of local value addition that you must process in Nigeria. And since then, anybody who applies for mining license without showing us a concrete plan of local value addition, processing here in Nigeria, we don't approve such applications. And this is one of the policies that we put in place that really is gratifying to me personally, because since the announcement of it, those who are operating locally have started converting their operations into factories that will process minerals locally here. And in the last 1 year, till now, through that policy alone, we've been able to attract investment into the mining sector of over $1.3 billion. And we are still counting. Next week, we are going to commission one of those factories, another one in Abuja. There's so many, they are scattered. Refineries are coming up. And all of this is to catalyze the local economy, create multiplier effect, generate employment, technology transfer, and of course, local beneficiation for the host communities. We reviewed our community development agreement, and believe me, South Africa, that is so old in mining, is copying Nigeria's reviewed community development agreement. And this point was made in Cape Town by the president of South Africa himself. And I was in the hall when he announced it, that they've gone to Nigeria to copy the reviewed community development agreement. All of this speak to the efficacy and efficiency of our policy reforms and initiatives and creativity in that sector that is opening up that sector. Today in Nigeria, everybody is talking about mining. 2-3 years ago, nobody even knew. Many people did not even know that we had solid minerals. And I get asked abroad that, oh, did you just create the Ministry of Solid Minerals? I said, no, it's been there for ages. It's just that the Tinubu administration, with its magic wine, is opening up the sector. And so we invite all of you from the diaspora to come into this sector, add your own value, and create a catalyst for your country's economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. From a fellow of the NIPR to another very senior fellow of the NIPR, please help me welcome Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Muhammad Idris. Please welcome him with a round of applause. Alhaji Muhammad Idris, by this time next year, will be hosting the world at the World Public Relations Forum. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. You know, if you have the misfortune of speaking after my elder brother, Dele Alake, you know you are in trouble. When he came into the hall, and as he was just sitting down, he was asked to come and speak, and he was asking me, what is it about? I said, just hold the microphone. And this is exactly what he did. If you're in this business, just hold the microphone. Something will come up. My dear sister, Dr. Abike Dabiri, let me reveal that one of the reasons for my presence here this evening is that I'm atoning for my sin. 2 days ago, she was at the Heathrow Airport, and I was in Jigawa. And my dear sister tried to reach me, the network wasn't connecting well. And she sent me a text. She said, "You are the one that is giving me heart attack." And I was wondering what the problem was. It was after I landed in Abuja and I called her that she told me that because the Nigerian Guild of Editors have gotten the approval of the president to use this hall today, after she had started her own conference yesterday and was meant to continue, and that the hall was already decorated, they had to ask them to please pack up. The editors will come in after the president has gone. So she was battling and wondering whether it was still possible to hold this one. And so when I came, she said, "Please make sure you end by 2 o'clock. I said, "I will," even though I knew that I was not in control of the president's time. But I agreed. I knew that when we get seated, I don't know how she will ask the president to leave the hall. So she sent me a text. She said, "You have to come back for this one. Choose your time between 5 and 6. I said, "I've chosen 5 o'clock. So I hope that I've atoned for my sin, my dear sister. But on a more serious note, if you look at what Dr. Abike Dabri is doing, I've been with her whenever the president travels, and then she doesn't fail to organize what she calls Nigerian Diaspora meeting, wherever the president went. And each time that engagement happened, you see Abike Dabri at her best, bringing all the Nigerians that are in diaspora coming to talk about Nigeria. Sometimes the passion she has about this country and about this diaspora. And somebody was asking me, I said, "This woman, she's always does, is it that her relations live abroad, that she's always talking about Nigerians who are abroad?" I said, "Yes, it's because all Nigerians who are abroad are actually her relations." So thank you for the work that you do. Again, I listened to 2 of my colleagues. I listened to the Honorable Minister of Steel and the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals. The Honorable Minister of Steel said he has brought in about $500 million into the economy by the work he did. The Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals is bringing multiple billions of dollars into the economy by the work he's doing. So I started scratching my head. Okay, if they call me here, which one am I bringing now? But I quickly remember that because of the work that we do at the Ministry of Information, these dollars are able to come here. If you paint Nigeria bad, if you speak ill about your country, tell me the dollar that will come to this country. And that's what we do at the Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Ensuring that whatever you do, whatever you say it well, be patriotic, ensure that you don't have any other thing to say other than good about your country. Only a few weeks ago, the Financial Action Task Force removed Nigeria from the so-called gray list. Now, what that did to us is that investors are able to come here as a result of that expunction of Nigeria's name from that gray list. That list contained names of countries that are not doing very well in financing terrorism, in allowing illicit flow of finances all over. But Nigeria, because of the reform that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has embarked upon, now all investors around the world find it very, very comfortable to come to Nigeria. Another example, only about 2 weeks ago or less, Nigeria issued bonds. And because of the work we are doing, that bond was oversubscribed by over 400%. So all those who are saying that Nigeria is not good, you want to japa, people outside are seeing the good that is happening in your country and are coming in. What else, or where else will you go? Nigeria is the only country where you can stay here. If you know what you are doing, you make all the money here, legitimate money. And the president has said, all investors, what was happening hitherto was that investors were coming. Take the aviation sector, for example. They come in here, make money, but to repatriate those funds became almost impossible. Within the first year of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, every fund that is owned by this airline, they were able to repatriate it outside this country. Nobody, there's no airline now that will say it doesn't want to operate in Nigeria because it cannot repatriate its funds back. The president is saying, buy the consolidation of the Presidential Enabling Business Council, PEBEC, that whatever you do, bring in your money, do good business here, take your money out, provided you follow our laws and our rules. This is what we are helping to amplify at the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. So, my colleagues, I'm also bringing billions into this economy. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I hope that by the time your billions begin to flow better, remember there are some people who have made it possible. Thank you very much.
Please give him a resounding round of applause. Honorable Minister, thank you very much, Sir Alhaji Muhammad Idris. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move to the House of Assembly as we will now invite the Chairman House Committee on Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Tochukwu Chinedu, who is represented here by Honorable Aminu Jamo. Honorable Aminu Jamo takes the stage for a very brief special address. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you. The representative of the Vice President, ably represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, honorable ministers here present, the distinguished senators, my honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on the already established protocol. All protocols duly are respectfully observed. Mine is simple. It's a goodwill message from my speaker and my chairman to assure you that the National Assembly would give you all the legislative support to achieve this, and to assure all the investors that all the legislative procedures will be followed in collaboration with our sister and one of us, Abike Jabri, the beautiful sister I have and my colleague. Mine is brief. All greetings from the whole members of the National Assembly. Though my senior brother, the senator, is here, he would say more. I'm asked to be briefed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll now invite the Chairman Senate Committee. For the Senate Committee, we have here with us Senator Yarrow, who is Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Diaspora Affairs and Non-Governmental Organizations. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
No problem. The Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima Jisioyan, ably represented by the peers, dear colleagues in the Senate and Reps, honorable ministers here present, Chairman Diaspora, please let me also get the shortcut, existing protocol. My name is Senator Anthony Siako Yarrow, representing the excellent people of Gombe State, Gombe South Senatorial District. I'm the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGOs. I'm here on behalf of my chairman, Senator Bassi, who is right now in Brazil. COP30 is taking place. He's there. And therefore, unavoidably absent, I stand in his stead. All speeches, goals, and objectives, and the good work of our sister in the Senate, we dovetail it into the $1 trillion 2030 objective of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I think the ministers have mentioned how billions of dollars have been flowing so far. So, and that's the trajectory, that's a good way to arrive at that $1 trillion objective. Just over the weekend, the Senate Committee on Digital Economy, we took some time off. We were in Lagos to tune out some bills that will make this thing possible. Everything now is IT, is ICT, is AI, is everything. And I assure you that in the parliamentary direction. All these things we work together in tandem with the presidency to see that we arrive at this goal. I was at a function some few months ago, Chartered Institute of Bankers. That's my department professionally. So, and the CBN governor was to make his goodwill message. When he saw among the dignitaries to be recognized, he saw my name and he saw Diaspora. He made a positive comment and said, honestly, this Diaspora, you see the stability of the dollar today? Diaspora is involved. You see the positive reserve of over 40 billion today from 20-something billion before? Diaspora is involved. One of the fastest growing units in terms of inflow of foreign exchange to make this possible by the Syrian governor himself. He said, Diaspora are involved. So I stood up, I did like this. I said, okay, yes. That's the importance of what our sister is doing today. Very energetic. And my sister also a small story. I've never told her, she didn't know I knew. She used to be in career in the information sector in the NTA. And you know she was brilliant. Everybody that watches NTA that time, you know that. She's first class there in NTA. Then she learned in the National Assembly, we get good pay. So she delved into politics, and she was in the House of Representatives. And then when she came, she said, where is this money that people are saying? She saw that there's no money, so you people should know that we don't have money. That's what I'm trying to say. Then she quickly went back to politics again, and today she's here, very active in campaigns and everything. I don't know where she gets extra energy. I will have to ask her after this session. Ladies and gentlemen, we are to make policies, rules, and regulations to regulate areas, and we are ever ready. You guys got our back. We work 24/7 to make sure that we are there. In terms of good working, enabling environment we create for you. Diasporans, please, there's no time like now that you will be comfortable. We assure you of that one. Under the good policies and renewable agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is open. It started yesterday, it's peaking today. Tomorrow we'll be here. Nothing, but let the dollars flow. Let the foreign exchange flow. We are ready to make those policies an enabling environment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the high point of the opening ceremony. It's the point where we hear from the keynote speaker, who is a distinguished gentleman par excellence. Please, I want to welcome to the podium before he speaks, and I read a brief citation of Professor Bath Naji, NNOM, Commander of the Order of the Niger. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, his name actually is Bartholomew Naji. He's a Nigerian engineer, not just holding the engineering profession, but one who practices appropriately. He's an innovator and one of the investors of the e-design concept. That, in the script, is where you need to clap. Please clap for him. This man hails from southeast Nigeria, Enugu State precisely. He went through his education in Nigeria. Yes, Enugu people, please do it well, do it well. You should be happy. If you want to stand to do it, go ahead. He hails from southeast Nigeria, but he's also a diasporan, having studied in different universities. He's a researcher. He focused on three major topics: computer-aided design, robotics, and computer-aided engineering. Using the knowledge he gained from his research pursuit, he adopted the term geometric reasoning, the idea that most things we operate have a geometric configuration. He later became the Minister of Power in this country. When you think Naji, you think power. You need to clap for him. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker is a seasoned technocrat, a distinguished gentleman par excellence. He is one that always thinks about a better Nigeria. Please welcome to the podium, distinguished Professor Bartholomew Naji, NNOM, Commander of the Order of the Niger. Honorable, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to start by saluting His Excellency, Mr. President, and the Vice President ably represented here by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished members of the National Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be in the midst of my colleagues from Diaspora, my natural constituency. I thank the chairman of Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, the Honorable Dr. Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erawa, for inviting me. Her determination and focus to improve our fatherland is self-evident, and so many of the speakers here have spoken about her passion, and she truly has made it possible for Nigerians in diaspora to become part of the equation in our development. I imagine that she invited me to speak because of my background. I was from 1977 to 2005, one of the millions of Nigerians in the diaspora. I went to the United States, like many Nigerians, for a university education, and later stayed back to conduct research and teach in American universities. But for the long years I lived abroad, I made every effort not to lose consciousness of my culture or my origins. In fact, I was so deeply involved in Nigerian affairs that I collaborated with other Nigerians to establish the Nigerian People's Forum, which was an association of Nigerian intellectuals, professionals, and entrepreneurs in the United States. I served as its first national chairman. We brought together top Nigerian business and public figures with their counterparts in the US. The reception of one of those conferences was held in the hall of the US Congress. Would you believe it? Senator Joe Biden, who was to become the American president, got us the space in that hall. In 2000, that NPF and the Ethiopian organization held a fundraiser for presidential candidate Al Gore, who made some groundbreaking promises to Africans in the US through us. The organization later metamorphosed into Nigerians in Diaspora organization, NIDO. In fact, the NPF legal advisor incorporated NIDO, and one of the NPF members became its first chairman. What's the point of this? Our capacity of diasporans, Nigerian diasporans, to lift us to any level. And those of you who are here from the diaspora, you have that capacity to do these things. In 1993, I came to serve as Minister of Science and Technology. When I got sworn in, I found that the ministry had been abolished by the previous military government, and all the agencies of the ministry were scattered to other ministries and agencies. It became my lot to now work with the then Attorney General to stitch together back into what you now know as Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, although innovation has been added to it. I am glad to say that since then, the ministry has not been abolished. And that's a very important issue. I took the ministerial job, even when my salary as minister, and the ministers here, please listen to this one. My salary was 54,000 naira per annum, not per month, which had no relationship to my salary as a professor of engineering. And the budget of my ministry was far less than the budget of the Automation and Robotics Laboratory of the University of Massachusetts, where I was professor and the director. So you can imagine, what's the point of this? Those of us from the diaspora should not go converting what you earn abroad to our currency and vice versa. So just focus and think of what you are going to do in the country to progress. It's not about that. In 1995, I was appointed to be a member of Nigeria's Vision 2010 committee, which lasted a whole year. Every year, I would pay my way from the US to Nigeria to spend a week of meetings on planning how Nigeria could become a mid-income economy by the year 2010. I know you'll probably be laughing at us for thinking that we could achieve this objective of Vision 2010, especially now that we all know that it didn't happen. The plan was complete in all aspects, but as usual, implementation never happened. So the point here is that we don't lack capacity to plan, but it's about that implementation. And those from the diaspora who work in a place where you plan, you implement, should be part of what is happening in Nigeria, because we can deliver this. So in all this, the reestablishment of the ministry and the work of Vision 2010, I never thought of the economic benefits to myself, but rather just the opportunity to make a difference that could lead our beloved country's realization of the much vaunted potential as the giant of Africa. With the return of democratic governance in 1999, there was an opportunity to build a power plant in Abuja, what they called Abuja Emergency Power Plant, because NEPA was building a line from Shiroro to Katambe, and they needed an emergency plant. Usually, this kind of project is done by international companies, but then President Obasanjo allowed some small team of Nigerian engineers, which I worked with, to now build this 22 megawatt power plant. And during this period, the power plant ran successfully, delivering reliable electricity to the central area of Abuja, including the State House, for as long as the fuel was there. This is very important, that fuel for power plants, very important. If you have the plant, you can deliver reliable electricity. So encouraged by this achievement, this plant was was commissioned in 2001. So encouraged by this, both Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who was then new Minister of Finance, and the World Bank President, Jim Wolfensohn, asked me in 2004 to consider building a power plant in Aba for industrialists that will perform like the Abuja EPP, Emergency Power Plant. They were visiting Aba and discovered that the #1 problem for moving the place to seamless production of goods is all about electricity. So what's the outcome? The result is that today, Aba enjoys better electricity than any other part of Nigeria. Although we are not yet done, we are not yet where we want to be, but we are sure that we are moving steadily to having absolute reliable electricity in the place. Some say we are celebrating 60 days of no blink of electricity and so on, but we want year on year as it should be anywhere in the world. Lest I forget, the over $800 million Aba Integrated Power Project is the largest single investment in the Southeast. So my members of the diaspora, if we can do it, you certainly can. It is my firm belief that our sojourn overseas should benefit our nation immensely. I know many of you contribute enormously to our country's development where the figure of how much that is being remitted by the diaspora, Nigerians, is a staggering $25 billion, which compares with what we get from our crude of about 30 billion US dollars. Your remittances sustain families, school children, friends, neighbors, and others, and enable them to have 3 square meals daily, to go to hospital, to pay educational fees, to pay rents, etc. That's why many families go to great lengths to send their sons and daughters abroad, and those who are not being sent just wish to japa. But our hope is that you will begin to make the return as can be found in other places. I share the commitment of the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission that we move from remittances to significant investments in life-changing enterprises and projects on an industrial scale. China, India, and many other Asian nations are powering on today because of, among other critical reasons, the role of their overseas communities. No matter how much individual progress they have made in top institutions and companies in America and Europe, they never forget their roots. Their ability to turn around the economy of their countries is what has helped them to ensure that they do not lose their future generations to the developed world, where we typically send them to acquire better education. When American government in 2023 tightened controls on advanced chips like H100 and A100 to China to check Beijing's alarmingly scientific and technological might, Jensen Huang and his team at NVIDIA found a way to circumvent the ban by developing versions of the chip for the Chinese market. It's possible that the move was informed entirely by commercial considerations, because China is the second largest economy in the world after the United States. But many people wonder if NVIDIA would have taken the huge risk of developing the chips for a non-Asian market. Huang, who is co-founder and CEO of NVIDIA, which recently became the first and only company in the world to reach the $5 trillion market capitalization, was born in Taiwan in 1963. He's an ethnic Chinese. He recently reminded President Donald Trump that Washington's efforts to check AI development in China wouldn't work because 50% of AI developers are Chinese. The Chinese often think home, like most Asians. In December 2025, Huang declared that Vietnam is NVIDIA's second home. The organizers of this summit are asking participants from the diaspora who, for any reason, cannot invest at the center to invest in their respective regions. When you invest in one part of the country, the rest of the country will benefit directly or indirectly from it. However, I cannot, in all good conscience, tell you that it will be easy if you plan to invest in our nation. If you are looking for a time when you have reliable electricity all over, pipe-borne water, beautiful roads, absolute security, then you have to consider coming to be part of delivering these. That's what it is about. Be part of the solution. Many in the diaspora look for soft landing in Nigeria. I did not have a job when I came back in 2005. In fact, I left my job as the William Kepler Whiteford Professor of Engineering and Director of the United States National Science Foundation Center of Excellence in E-Design to come to work full-time in building power projects. I initially took a leave of absence from the university, which means no pay. The University of Pittsburgh at the time retained my office, labs, secretary, and research infrastructure for 2 years in the hope that I would return. But I resigned in 2007, informing them that I will not be coming back. It is important to mention that it was because I was developing the Aba Integrated Power Project that President Jonathan sought me out to serve as his special advisor on power and chairman of Presidential Task Force on Power, and subsequently as Minister of Power. As we were developing the Aba IPP, the Aba environment was so inconducive that one of my European workers got kidnapped, and we had to rescue him after 9 days by doing the needful. And you can imagine what I mean. At one time, the banks shut down in Aba in protest over a high level of insecurity. Since we had not achieved the cashless policy then, it meant that those in Aba had to go to Port Harcourt or Umuahia to get cash or to do banking transaction. But we stayed through all these challenges. Today, we are celebrating good governance, better security in Abia State, and we have become a key part of the burden transformation of that region. To be a successful, thank you. To be a successful investor, you must be persistent and maintain high integrity. Lenders and equity investors must be able to look at your track record as a person and be comfortable with you. To conclude, it is the responsibility of Nigerians at home and abroad to develop our country. Some have said it before. We are the ones. It may not be easy sometimes. Most of you know the story of how our Integrated Power Project took almost 20 years to be commissioned, instead of the typical 3 to 4 years that it would take in a normal environment. The delay was due to, actually, man-made problems, as former President Goodluck Jonathan rightly described it during his visit to our project site in 2015. But Chinua Achebe wisely told Nigerians in 1983, this is where God has, in his infinite wisdom, planted us. Echoing a similar sentiment later, General Muhammad Buhari, when he became military head of state, stated thoughtfully, we must stay here and salvage it together. Lest all Nigerians at home and abroad begin to think home more and act with a greater sense of urgency. We can all make investments in various ways, from small to medium-scale industries to large industries. You can also invest your knowledge by advising governments and private sector. You can do your due diligence and identify reputable partners abroad and those at home with whom you can form joint venture. You need those at home because those are the people who can help you to maneuver the difficult terrains. Develop thick skin to survive the shocks that may come. Do not think only of the profits. Think of the joy of being part of fundamental transformation of our dear nation into a country where foreigners would want to invest in, a country where people would want to take a vacation, where reverse medical tourism will be possible, where those our children born to first-generation immigrants would want to return and to work and to invest. You have all the ability to do this. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, sir. Please give him a round of applause. Professor Bath Naji, Nigerian National Order of Merit and Commander of the Order of the Niger, former Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please give him another round of applause. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very clearly you would say that the keynote presenter is indeed a man who understands these issues as founder and chairman, Geometric Power, and former Minister of Power. Please help me give him yet another round of applause. Thank you very much, Prof. It's now time for the presidential address. To give the presidential address is a distinguished gentleman par excellence, representing the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, is His Excellency, Ambassador Dunoma Umar Ahmed, PhD, Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and a man who loves diaspora and himself highly connected with the diasporans. Give him a diasporic and a national round of applause. He's representing the Vice President. Your Excellency. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The Senate Senate Committee Vice Chairman on Diaspora, Senator Anthony Yaro, Member Senate Committee on Diaspora, Senator Victor Ume, Member House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora, Chairman of the House Committee on Diaspora, represented by Honorable Sajo, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Honorable Mohammed Idris, the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals, Mr. Dele Alake, the Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel, Prince Audu, the Chairman NIDCAM, Honorable Abike Dabri Erewa, representatives of the governors of Yobe, Sokoto, and Enugu states, State Diaspora Focal Point Officers, DG, DTCA, DG NEPC, DG VON, participants from around the world, our investors, entrepreneurs, management staff of NITCOM, NDIS board and members led by Dr. Badoa, members of media and press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to respectfully deliver the keynote address on behalf of His Excellency the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima. Ladies and gentlemen, this huge assignment fell on me because my two ministers are unavoidably absent, currently attending international assignments in different parts of the world. My assignment is very simple. I'm directed to deliver the keynote address by my two ministers, and so I am here to do that. Permit me to deliver the keynote address. It is with great pleasure and a deep sense of pride that I welcome you to the 8th Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit. Your presence today enriches this gathering and symbolizes our shared dedication to a prosperous future for Nigeria. The platform of the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit aligns perfectly with our administration's objectives to attract investment, create jobs, and develop both infrastructure and human capital. I'm proud that NDIS has consistently supported these goals by mobilizing diaspora investment into our MSMEs, the true backbone of our economy, thereby creating jobs and stimulating productivity. What began 8 years ago as a modest effort has blossomed into a wildfire of enterprise and progress. Today, we celebrate the unyielding spirit of the organizers, partners, and participants. I must commend the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NITCOM, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Abike Dabri Erewa, and the Diaspora Summit Initiative for their unwavering commitment to this noble enterprise. This year's theme, fast-tracking regional and national development by mobilizing diaspora investment, is both timely and profound. It speaks to the ambition of the Tinubu administration to build a Nigeria that grows from the combined strength of our people at home and abroad. Indeed, our prosperity will come faster when the public sector, private sector, and our global diaspora work together in unity of purpose. This administration is fully committed to creating an environment where such collaboration can thrive. Our renewed hope agenda identifies the diaspora as a central pillar of our foreign policy thrust, alongside democracy, development, and demography. In line with this, we have launched targeted interventions such as the Home and Abroad Housing Platform by NITCOM, a trusted gateway for Nigerians abroad to invest in real estate and make the dream of owning a home in Nigeria a secure reality. Nigeria's greatest strength lies in the ingenuity and resilience of our people. Through groundbreaking partnership between NITCOM and the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, we are connecting our diaspora scientists, engineers, and innovators with opportunities at home. Financially, the proposed diaspora bond will give Nigerians abroad a direct stake in our nation's growth by funding major infrastructure projects. Reforms such as the non-resident BVN and a more competitive exchange rate have encouraged formal remittances, resulting in a remarkable rise in inflows that sustain millions of households and businesses, amounting to about $21 billion in 2024. In all, in all of Mr. President's engagement with the diaspora. He personally prioritizes direct interaction with diaspora organizations across continents. These are not mere symbolic meetings, but strategic dialogues to ensure that your voices find resonance in the policies we craft and implement at home. We also acknowledge the MSMEs remain the cornerstone of our economic growth and social development, the surest means of distributing wealth equitably. While our over 39 million MSMEs contribute more than 50% of our GDP and employ 86% of our workforce, they continue to face challenges, especially access to finance. To address this administration has taken decisive steps, including one, the 75 billion MSME Intervention Fund, providing loans to 75 businesses. The FGN ALAT Digital Skill Innovation Program, which has trained millions in crucial digital skills. 3, the National MSME Clinics, providing on-the-spot support and resolving regulatory bottlenecks for entrepreneurs. 4, the introduction of non-repayable grants to outstanding MSMEs across various states of the Federation. I must at this juncture commend NDIS for its pivotal role in bridging the gap between our entrepreneurs and global investors, and for creating tangible opportunities for funding and partnerships. The nexus between development and infrastructure advancement is not lost on our government. We have therefore placed infrastructure at the heart of our national development strategy. Roads, power, and digital networks are the arteries through which economic life flows. Our administration has intensified efforts in the following areas. 1, approval of 4.2 trillion for road and bridge projects, our largest single infrastructure investment ever. 2, delivery of transformative corridors such as the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. 3, approval of 1.3 trillion naira to settle legacy debts in the power sector, strengthen the grid, and expand solar mini-grids to rural areas. 4, laying of over 90,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable to empower our digital economy. These projects are not mere promises. They are living proofs that Nigeria is moving forward. Yet we acknowledge that government cannot do it alone. To truly fast-track development, we need synergy, a deliberate alignment of our infrastructure, our MSCs, and our diaspora investments. When these three forces work together in harmony, shared ownership, progress becomes unstoppable. To our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, I extend a heartfelt call. Come home, not only physically, but economically. Invest in our roads, our startups, and our people. Your expertise and resources are vital and indispensable to our national development project. To our MSMEs, you are the pulse of our economy. We are building the systems you need to grow. Seize these opportunities. Development is a shared journey that demands collective will. Our government will provide leadership, stability, and the security of lives, property, and investment. But it is your participation, the commitment of our diaspora, and the innovation of our entrepreneurs that will drive Nigeria forward. As I conclude, I charge you all to ensure that this summit serves as a launchpad for bold and deliberate action. To our diaspora investors, turn your vision into value. To our business pitchers, move forward with courage, fueled by your dreams and conviction. Be fearless. Nigeria is ready for innovation, and this government stands ready to partner with you. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause for the presidential address. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Dunoma Umar. And it's at this point that we come to the grand end of this with the unveiling of the book, Nigeria, the Grand Book. As we prepare for the unveiling, a quick recognition of sponsors. Zenith Bank, thank you for what you do. Platinum Bank, thank you. Rainbow Heritage Group, thank you very much. AG Mortgage Bank, thank you very much. First Bank, thank you very much. AfriTrade Bronze, thank you. Golden Gate Investments, thank you. Adiboro Farms Limited, thank you very much. Providus Bank Platinum, thank you Providus. Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority, NEBZA, thank you. Nigeria Exchange Group Silver, thank you. Centenary Economic City Free Zone, thank you very much. Naseni Limited, thank you very much. Naren Berger, we appreciate you. We thank Optiva Capital partners as well. We thank you very much. And many thanks to NEPC, thanks to NIPC, thanks to DTCA. With this, we are ready for the grand unveiling of the grand book that will be unveiled now. I want to very respectfully invite to the podium the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabirerewa, Officer of the Order of the Niger, to please come forward, ma, as I also invite His Excellency, representative of the Vice President, Ambassador Dunoma Umar, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to please come forward. I also respectfully invite our distinguished Honorable Ministers, the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals, Dr. Oladile Henry Alake, to please also come forward. We invite the Honorable Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shaibu Abubakar, to please come forward. We invite the distinguished Senator Victor Ume to please come forward, sir. Distinguished Senator, Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Diaspora, Senator should also come forward. We also invite the representative of the Chairman House Committee on Diaspora Affairs to please come forward and join as well. And we invite a few of the sponsors to please join, especially those who sponsored this book. We invite to join them, Zenith Bank, MTN, First Bank, please come forward. Cross River State, come forward. 1st October, please come forward. Cross River State Rep is Mr. Otu Uka. Come forward. Professor Bath Naji, our dear speaker, is also invited to come forward. And IOM representative should also come forward as we have the grand unveiling of this grand book right now.
The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, in
There's a
partnership
video.
with 1st October Publications Limited.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister. I don't know, are we supposed to go like this? Yeah. Okay. I think you're pulling. Well, this is our grand book. Can we call Zenith Bank, MTN, 1st October, who Cross River State Government, represented by Mr. Otu, who has also supported this grand book. So this is our way of setting our country, Nigeria, through what we call the grand book, the Nigeria Project. Everything about Nigeria is in this book, and including the diasporas that are excelling all over the world. This would be a book that should be everywhere in the world, to be online, but it's our own way of saying we are the best in the world. We are Nigeria. And under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we continue to project the best of Nigeria. So thank you very much. I'll hand over to the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, who will actually do the unveiling, because it is, we've been talking about this, we worked with this on you. So thank you very much. But MTN, First Bank, who else? Zenith, Cross River State Government for helping to start this book. Dr. Sule Yakubu Basi, any state or any corporate body not in this book is not in Nigeria. So, Honorable Minister, Dr. Basi, please join us. Akombi, Honorable Terab, please join us.
I don't know what to do exactly. Is it to pull this now? To pull it? If I pull and it doesn't come, we try another method. So on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I have the singular honor and privilege to unveil this book that speaks volumes about our country. And like the chairman of NADCOM has said, this should be in all the bookshelves of all diasporans all over the world. Oh, well, diasporans first and then Nigerians second. So it has not come. Aha. So now, National Souvenir Nigeria. This is the book. Oh, the book. Oh, the real one is actually here. It's not empty, you can see. It's national anthem, map of Nigeria, table of content. This is a National Theatre Igamu, Wale Shoyinka Center rather. This is Transcorp Hilton, if I'm correct, the iconic with its surroundings, Abuja there. These are the happy people of Nigeria. Our president, who is making all this possible, doing this reform so that Nigeria can be better for everyone. You can see that he has his signature here. This one, and the chairman herself. You see her looking ever young on this picture. So everyone will have this. It's impossible to go through all the pages. Thank you very much for putting, yes, there's a small version. This is just for the ceremony.
This is just the, this will be the president's copy. But there are smaller versions. But thank you, Minister. Thank you all of you for being here. Sorry, before you leave, some made this possible. Central Bank, please, Honorable Minister. MTN, where are you? Okay. CBN, no. Central Bank. Just take it on their behalf. Dr. Badewa, please. Yeah, Dr. Badewa is representing them. She's coming. Okay. So this is, so every other person support this. But definitely we have Zenith Bank. You can come over. Sandra, yeah, you're here. Take this on behalf of First Bank, CBN. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank. And First Bank, thank you very much. Yours, you know, is just down there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Photograph, and then we walk through the exhibition and leave. Thank you. And there's a dinner.
And so the grand book is now unveiled. We now have photograph of the dignitaries. The book, Nigeria, the grand book, now unveiled. And DGTCA, please come, sir. Cornell, sir. And remember that all the focal point officers, please come forward. All the focal point officers, please also come forward for photograph. take the photograph quickly. And as this is ongoing, there is a special presentation that will be unveiled right now. NDIS, Diaspora investors, please come up for photograph. Diaspora investors, quickly. NDIS. Honorable Dr. Abike Dabirima, there is a special award for you. Okay. And that will be presented later. We now proceed for exhibition. We proceed to the exhibition booths. Ensure that you are part of this, because this is where you get to meet most of the features and most of the sponsors and the great deals of what is going on in Nigeria. And while this is on, a quick reminder that the program continues tomorrow, the final day of the program. You're invited to ensure that you're here early enough, as we'll have the pitching sessions, creative, entertainment, sports, infrastructure, real estate. Those sessions will hold tomorrow, as we'll also be wrapping up tomorrow. This is to say thank you to everyone who's been part of today, and thank you to our distinguished guests as we now proceed to the exhibition booths. My name remains Tope Ojime. Have a good evening, everyone, and bye for now. There's a lunch for everyone before you go. Please ensure you participate in the lunch before you go.